about it. Let's flip to something way more positive here. I know the football team has been rough. It's been a rough cover for the last few weeks, but the women's college basketball team has been great. Not just opening up this season, but also over the last few. I know they're coming off a loss in the national championship game a year ago, but Coach Staley has built a dynamic program. Still very, very early in the season. Obviously got a win there in the opener. What do you make of the crew this year as the Gamecocks look to get back to a national championship form?
Yeah, well, I think when you have Dawn Staley as your head coach, you always have a chance. We all know she is absolutely phenomenal. And then picking up Tanaya Latson in the portal was absolutely huge for them. We saw she led the team with 20 points the other night, got reunited with her teammate Raven Johnson, and Tessa Johnson in her third year is playing absolutely incredible so far this season. I know it's only been one game, but she was right behind Tanaya with 19 points. And, losing Chloe Kitts before the season started was obviously a big hit for them. And then we got the news that Ashlyn Watkins would be disenrolling. You know what I mean? She would not be at school just to continue her injury rehab. And, they lost a couple people. Obviously, Mylasia Full-Wiley was a huge player for them last year. And so her not being there is a tough thing. But as we saw in the opener, they still have a lot of really incredible players. And I think this team still has a really good shot of making a deep run, if not another championship run.
I saw Full-Wiley had a pretty good game for the Tigers the other night over in Baton Rouge.
She's a pretty good player. Can't deny it.
I feel like when it comes to football, we always talk about, scheduling these tough out-of-conference games. We've seen it this year with the Florida men's basketball team. I believe they play 4 teams out of conference in the top 20 this year. When you look at this South Carolina out-of-conference schedule before they start SEC play, I mean, that's no joke.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, and I think it just builds your repertoire, obviously, when you're going into the tournament. But then, I mean, it prepares you, It's a tough run when you get into the tournament. So, yeah, I mean, that does look pretty tough. But if any team is capable of pulling it out, I would say it's the Gamecocks.
Absolutely. I kind of have a bit of an off-the-wall question for you because Dawn Staley, a couple of weeks ago, I'm not sure if you heard it, but if not, I'll paraphrase it for you and the audience. Dawn Staley talked about women coaching in the NBA, and really there's only kind of 2 people that I thought that might even be able to do it. It's Dawn Staley and Becky Harmon, and Harmon obviously coached with Coach Popovich with the San Antonio Spurs for a little while. Do you think that would be something that she would even entertain? She had a really great response to it about the reasons why she doesn't think it might happen. But let's just say a door opens up where an owner or a general manager does want to do that. Given what she has been able to do in women's college basketball, do you think that still gives her the hunger and the motivation, or do you think she would entertain in the future, obviously not this year or next year, whatever, but would entertain a challenge like that, coaching the men's side there in the highest level?
I think she probably would. I mean, it would take a lot, and it would take obviously the right situation. But like you said, it's just another challenge. And when you are a coach and when you're a former athlete, you like these challenges and you like to continue to push yourself and push your game and see what you can do. So I don't think she would be closed off to the opportunity. I would just think it has to be the right one. And obviously we saw in the off season with all of that talk, it wasn't the right situation for her and the Knicks, I believe it was.
Yeah, the Knicks was the one.
So, obviously that didn't end up working out, but I don't think it's something that she would necessarily turn down at this point and, just continue to challenge herself and see what she's capable of. She's already established herself as, a Hall of Fame type of coach in college. So it'll be interesting to see, if that is something that happens. I would be very interested to watch it.
Keeping it here with this year's team, what is a realistic projection for Dawn Staley's team? Is it national title game again? Because I know you kind of have to gel all these new faces. I feel like around the SEC, when you look at some of the women's teams, they don't really return a lot of players from last year. It seems like you don't know what you're going to get yet this year. What do you expect out of her team this year?
Right, and I think, like I said earlier, losing Chloe Kitts was a big hit. She was an incredible player for them last season. It's the SEC tournament MVP, but I do see them still just being able to make a deep tournament run just because of the pieces that they do have. Now, obviously, their roster is a little bit smaller. They do need all of these players to stay healthy, and that's going to be the key. But if they are able to stay healthy, this is a team that, you know, with girls like Raven Johnson, Tessa Johnson, they have a lot of girls that have returned and, you know, had that experience from the last couple of seasons. So I do think they still have the potential to make a deep run, but staying healthy is going to be the number one thing above all.
Well, the South Carolina Gamecocks are the media's preseason tournament champion, and we'll see if they close out the year at that as well. Mariah, thank you so much for your time here and your insights both on the gridiron and the court.
Thank you. See you next week.